Oh, hello.
Howdy.
669.
I finally made it.
I was talking to you, but I didn't realize I was muted.
Well, either that or I wasn't listening or responding, just to confuse you.
No, I was muted. So you could have been doing that also.
Yeah, yes. Yes, I very well could have, without realizing that you were muted.
Mm-hmm.
I could have just been yammering on, thinking he's just not listening to me. Well, I'll play a trick on him. Jennifer and Effie had like a 45-minute long conversation in the bathroom when Jennifer was trying to get her to bed tonight. It's like made Jennifer get to bed 40 minutes late, and mostly it was about her worried that that Effie's not getting enough sleep. It's like, well, then shut up and let her sleep.
Yeah, my mom sleeps like weird. She's up and down all day, all night. So.
Oh yeah. So you get to sleep when you get to sleep, and that's it. Just whenever you can, grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do okay with that? Is that okay?
Yeah, I nap when she goes to take a nap, and her naps are usually 2 to 3 hours, and I only need like 30 or 40 minutes.
Well, how much it's okay. Do you get during the night normally?
During the night, no more than 5 hours.
So you might get 2 or 3 cat naps during the day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
It's not until like 9 or 10 o'clock. Usually 10 o'clock at night, Mom's getting ready for bed. But tonight it was midnight before she decided to go to bed.
Yeah.
So we were watching a good show.
What were you watching?
The Night Agent, the one I told you about yesterday.
Yeah, is it good?
Yeah, I like it.
All right, we'll try that. Trouble is, I don't think Effie can keep up with plot twists and stuff, especially if it goes quickly. She just doesn't. Like, have you ever seen the Jesse Stone movies with Tom Selleck? There's like 9 movies of this detective who his wife cheated on him and moved out, left him, and then he started drinking, and then he lost his job, and so he went to this little town in Maine called Paradise and became the sheriff, mainly because one of the guys on the city council wanted him in because they figured he'd be easy to control and hide his shenanigans and shady, money laundering.
And this is a series of movies?
It's a series of movies, and it's Tom Selleck in each one of them, and it's a good set of movies, and they move slowly. They're like an old whodunit, but out, in a small little rural town, and he's got a couple deputies, and one of them has no idea what he's doing, and there's a mobster guy that kind of runs drugs through there, but he hates prostitution, so sometimes he'll help him catch pimps or people that are, taking advantage of young women. So there's all these weird alliance things, and it's just a good, slow but good drama of a whodunit kind of thing, and Effie could follow them pretty well, and we enjoyed them. And I'm sure your mom would love them. And you can get them
made for TV movies. Okay.
I guess, but they're really well done. So you can get the whole series of 9 for about $30 on sale usually on DVD. Or you can pay $12 per movie on Amazon Prime.
I think I saw Stone Cold at some point.
Make sure you get the right order. If you get them, make sure you get the right order to watch them in, because if you watch them in the order you think you should watch them in, he gets a dog, but then
the filmography is not the timeline. The filmography list is not the timeline.
Then in the next episode, his dog dies, but then he's got a dog again. So it's kind of, it messes you up. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it says Night Passage is a prequel to Stone Cold.
Yeah, so you want to watch Night Passage first.
Okay. Yeah, Mom likes Tom Selleck, so.
Well, and they're enjoyable. You'd like them. They're just imagine that they're slow, and then you'll enjoy them a lot.
We'll see how that works.
Yeah, maybe you won't like them. I don't know.
I do like. I don't mind a slow build up as long as it's a good story.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good stories. It's not like they're not high big budget films, but they're well done low budget films. So you don't get the feeling it's a low budget film. You get the feeling it's a film, and the story's pretty good, and the characters are interesting, and the interplay and the dialogue is reasonable and good. So it's like, well, this is okay. This is surprisingly better than I thought it would be. And then they're all that way. So there's no disappointing one, really. I think they're based on some books, so whoever wrote the books, could write a story, so that helps.
I think we watched one episode of The Night Agent last night, the first one.
Yeah.
And tonight we sat through 5 more.
Oh, wow.
She was into it.
On a roll.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. I was like, are you ready to turn it off and watch the news? She said, no, keep going.
Keep going.
And then it was like 11 o'clock, and I said, are you ready to get ready for bed? She said, no, we need to see what happened. I was like, okay, we're going to midnight.
Wow. Well, that's good. Yeah, I just don't know if you can track something like that, though, because I know it's got a lot of twists and turns and who's up to what.
I don't know. My mom usually has problems with that, and she's kind of okay with tracking this one.
Okay. Well, we watched the first 2 episodes of Rabbit Hole, and it gets off to a slow start. And so it's like, I don't know. And then the second one's like, okay, by the end of the first one, when they do the final ending, it's like, okay, that's interesting. And then the second one's more interesting. And so I'm sure it's going to be enjoyable. But Effie said tonight she didn't want to watch any more of it. She didn't understand it. And that was with us trying to explain it. So it's like, oh, well, we won't get to watch it probably till she dies or something, right? And then we'll have to start from the beginning because we won't remember anything.
Cut down any enemies that get in the way.
Okay, which way to go?
We can't go into that wall.
We're on that side.
Oh, I haven't been on this map since they put the new stuff up here. I hope they
played it last night.
We did?
Pretty
sure. Think so.
No. You were on you're on a different lance.
I'm glad there's something here besides the stuff that was here. It makes it look more 3-dimensional. But I like when there's ramps and places you can get up to, right?
Yep. Well, not in this case because...
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the wrong side.
Target spotted.
This side.
I'm not used to any side in this game yet. Feels like they changed up some of this stuff. Oh, there's a bunch of these things. Yeah. Oh, wow.
They're for spectators.
That's good, though, because then you got stuff to hide behind more, even. Okay, I don't know if I should be going around to the left here or not.
Target acquired.
This looks cooler with those things over you. Looks a lot cooler. I miss faction play. I haven't done a faction play for 4 years, probably 3 years.
You got a light running around you?
Heat level critical. Heat level critical. Target destroyed.
I certainly hit him. I don't know if I did much damage because I didn't bother to lock him up. He's still alive. Little bugger.
We held the zone for 25%.
Hit him with 2 gauss shots. I think I took out his leg. Got him in the back
Target acquired.
as he was trying to escape.
Target spotted.
Oh, missed that opportunity. Didn't I? I am not going to charge in. Now I'm going to.
Oops, somebody shot at me.
Thank you. Can't really get up there where I need to go.
Target destroyed. New target acquired.
Sorry about the friendly.
Heat level critical.
Thanks, guys.
New target acquired.
There's two. Hotel's the target because he loves us. We want him back.
Target destroyed. New target
Go
acquired.
for Epsi.
Target acquired. Heat level critical. Target destroyed.
Good kill.
LB-10 ammo at 25%.
Oh, I'm actually getting through my ammo this time. 2 kills and got a bunch of my ammo. I should drop with you more often and forget all those other people.
Yeah,
We'd do great.
good idea.
We might even get out of our tiers. So 532 and 2 kills. Ooh.
And I got 2 kills and 617.
Nice, we did 4 kills. That's a third of the
Yeah.
bad guys.
Awesome.
Huh, we're better than average all of a sudden. Go figure. Hey McFish, you're going to ruin our drops, but you're welcome to be here. Evil person that you are. That was the best drop of our night, Corsair. I hope we enjoyed it.
I've been doing all right with this mech.
Did I ever start my... on it? Nobody could see my stream.
There's
Sorry, everybody. I suppose I could record that on my own machine here for my own posterity.
you can always upload it to YouTube, right?
Yeah. It wasn't that great of a
Warning.
match, but it was at least
Warning.
decent, right?
Main bay doors opening. Please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. Stream
A
will
good game where
begin
Dark didn't rush and we didn't do it. Yep. It's all lies. I spent 4 hours mocking up that game It's all fake. Hey, Kakia, welcome. Stalker, welcome. See you on the battlefield. This is what we came for. Yeah. You know what would be cool is a live stream. So sorry. Don't. It was a great match. I was in rare form. You should have seen me. I don't know why you guys weren't really watching. That's so typical.
Oh, is that your YouTube you're looking at?
Yeah, no, my Twitch wasn't even. I had my lacing up my boots screen on.
Yeah.
And hadn't actually turned it off yet. Because I'm a doof.
You mean you were piloting a mech and you hadn't even finished lacing up your boots yet?
Exactly.
Yet?
That's
you could get your strings tangled in the pedals.
I know. I could have fallen and hurt myself badly. I know.
Or been more expensive than Drax by trashing your mech when you fell over.
This is what it's like when you live on the edge. You know, you're taking risks to save the world. You run to battle without your shoes being tied. Invite sent, and here we go. Anchor Plank. Hi, McFish. How you doing? I'll take that as I'm doing great.
He's sad because you were doing good without him.
I can only do good without him. No, sometimes I do well with him. Kiki, you can come drop with us if you want. I don't have a match yet. Well, here we go. Here we go. Come on, Matt. Come on, matchmaker.
Yeah, I've been playing for a little bit, and like, if I get a match, and I don't drop right away, it takes a few minutes to get the next one.
Because there must not. We should. I mean, if we were on other servers, I guess it wouldn't matter. We'd probably get them faster. I can do that since there's just the three of us. Okay, ready up, please, and
I gotta go
I'll
get the computer.
I'll go European also. But you're not sitting right at the computer?
No. You have the crown, so I was free to go to the laundry room.
I see. I planted tomatoes today.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. The really sweet cherry tomato ones.
I love those.
I love those too, like candy.
I like to chop them and roast them.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Put them on some bread with a bunch of black olives and melt a little bit of cheese on them. It's so tasty.
Yum. Yeah, that would be good. I think Jennifer's making French dip sandwiches tomorrow, which will be good. Trick is just follow and let McFish go first, draws fire while you get in and shoot unhindered. That's true, except Stalker, the problem is I tend to shoot McFish in the back sometimes that way, and he doesn't really like it.
I think the trick is don't follow McFish.
Yeah, if you don't follow McFish, then you usually won't be in a bad place that he's fine in and you're not. And a lot of times he's in a faster mech than I'm in, so I can't really keep up with him anyway. When I do get in the same mech as him and I try to follow him, it sometimes works and sometimes not. I'm not. There's such a big discrepancy between his skill set and my skill level that it's a kind of a crapshoot in what's going to happen. No, we're not getting a match at all, are we? That should have done it. I put us on all servers. Oh, I took a nap, but I'm sleepy. I just don't get enough good sleep at night, so I'm kind of tired all day long. Even if I ended up getting a decent amount, like I probably got 7.5 hours last night, but I still took a nap for 40 minutes, and I'm still tired.
Have you been evaluated for sleep apnea?
No, I've been evaluated for mother-in-law keeping me up in the middle of the night, though, and she does. I have to stay up and get her to go to the bathroom before I can go to bed, which gets my sleep way off. And then I don't get to sleep in a lot of times. Sometimes
Yeah, I don't know if they have a machine for that.
Yeah, I don't think they do. You need a what would it be called? A mom pap?
Well, maybe like an adult diaper and a bucket of warm water.
Yeah, she wouldn't like that. I don't want to be cruel to her, but yep.
Maybe a U.S. robotics
When she
servant.
well, a Tesla bot, yeah. I can see where Tesla bots are going to come in really handy for elderly care.
20 years ago in the factory, we were using something called a Packmobile, which followed a UV trace on the floor
Yeah.
to deliver parts.
Yeah. How many people did it run over?
Nobody.
That's nice.
You could probably buy a really, really expensive bed that is also a car and like folds itself up and stuff.
Will it get through the doors?
Yeah, like navigates the whole house for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I just stay in it then and sleep?
I think you technically could.
But
I know you're thinking about it for my mother-in-law, but suddenly I'm thinking, oh, I could be in that bed.
Online.
I bet that is that expensive should really be used for more than sleeping.
Oh. At some point, sleeping becomes the most important thing, I think.
This is Clan Command. Get to
She's
the
still
target
thinking she's going to go
sector.
home. I don't
Down
see
any
it yet.
enemies that get in the way.
I hope she will, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's been 2 months, over 2 months, and she's able to walk unsteadily, but thinking she's okay by herself after she's awake for a while. But whenever she first wakes up, if she were to take a step away from the bed, she'd fall over within 1 or 2 steps, and she doesn't realize it. So that's not good. And today she walked out of the bathroom over to her walker and then started walking into the kitchen without anybody with her. And she's not supposed to do that at all, but she forgets. And then she thinks she can, and she's going to fall. So it's really getting kind of scary for us now. I think we're going to get a mat that we can stick on the floor, so when she touches down,
One sniper Delta 6.
we'll get an alert. Like someone's trying to escape in cell B or something like that.
Affirmative. Target spotted.
Target acquired.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Have 4 Delta 5.
Roger that. Uh-oh.
Target spotted.
Great Wolf, howdy. How you doing? I don't think I hit him. I think I'm just wasting ammo at this point. Thanks for the bits.
Target spotted.
Every little bit helps. Yeah, I said that. Well, there was a shot there to be had. Means that this shot's going to be here to be had at some point.
Target spotted. Thanks. Need assistance. Target spotted.
Well, my guys are doing something here. Maybe I can come up here and cause trouble. Oh yeah, that was bad.
Focus on the ones in the basement.
Pray for it, D4.
Target spotted.
Oops. Can I help that guy? Oh, he's down in the basement, isn't he? Here we go.
Help with
Target
India.
spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted.
Help with Echo.
Are they all down in the basement now?
No, there's a
Still 2 out, D4.
Come on over to D4.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
Target spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted.
This guy right down here at D5 in the hole. Yeah, he went under.
Target spotted.
Target's still in D4. On the outside.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
I'm down.
You're down? How'd they kill you? What's happening?
Target
Entrance to
spotted.
the basement.
Oh, you went down there.
I just tried to.
Target
Come on,
spotted.
Miss Lynx,
I
run
got him.
out. I got something for you. Come on.
Warning, incoming missile. Target
Target
destroyed.
spotted. Target spotted.
We got somebody
Target
up here.
acquired.
Mad Dog. He's got some missiles.
Target spotted.
Let's go say hello to him.
Lots of them in that D4 entrance.
Target spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted.
Come on.
Target spotted.
Heat level critical. Right arm
Come on,
critical
move,
damage.
mech. I can't go in alone. Maybe they'll... We're going to have to push in from multiple sides at one time, guys. Unless you want to push from one side.
Target spotted.
but you're not
Okay,
even
let's
in a
go.
position to push in from.
I'm not, because I can't be the can't be the first pusher. And looks like there's going to be more going on over here on this side, so I'm going to go join them over here.
You've got low signal.
Affirmative. Target spotted.
If we're gonna do it, we should all push in at the same time.
I agree.
Pick the heaviest thing down there. Fire at first.
Remember to get the
We're
back
engaged.
shots. If you can
Engaged.
get them,
Yeah.
take the back shots through the guy shooting at you. You guys ready?
Left flag.
They're all
Yeah.
at the D4 entrance at the moment.
All right, let's go. We'll come in through Echo 5 also. Go, go, go.
Yeah, they're
Everybody.
not expecting you.
We're coming in.
Left
All right, we're
arm
pushing through.
critical damage.
Okay.
Center torso.
I'm down. They're doing a good job.
I think you died right next to where I died, Dark.
I felt it. I felt a disturbance in the force.
They're hurting.
Right there.
Did you see the big red thing next to you?
Oh,
Yeah.
that wasn't much of a push.
That was me.
I
Target
pushed
spotted.
until they tore me
New
apart.
target
Then it was
acquired.
kind of over.
Artillery
Two on the
strike
left.
online.
Focus fire if you can, guys.
New
Call target.
acquired.
On one shot now.
Target
Target
acquired.
spotted.
Good kill, McFish.
LBXAC ammo at 25%.
Three LBX2s isn't bad. The Shadowhawks are so slow, it always feels like. And he's going 78. So it's not like he is slow. So why does it look like he's so slow? Is it just because he's high off the
You
ground?
zoomed in, maybe?
It would make it look faster if he's looking down then.
I'm scared.
They sound like they're going slow too. It sounds like there's a motor in there. Nice kill. That guy's gonna come for him.
New target
spotted.
Oh,
acquired.
look at that. Brave
Center
soul
torso
came out
critical
on top.
damage.
Target spotted.
You don't need that torso, McFish.
Target spotted.
If they're smart, they'll come out for him. That was their big chance. Oh, nice try. Ooh, nice paint job. Blue.
They've destroyed Alpha. Let's push this back. We can't let them take control.
So you got 3 light PPCs still and some rotaries. Oh, oh,
Bad.
nice shot.
Seriously disappointed.
Good try, guys. Thanks for the drop.
The enemy is victorious.
Smoke and chaff launchers. Lordiga, welcome. 5 day. Haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you. Hey, Hellbringer. What? Yep, seen commercial this morning. Commercial for what? It's a real thing. I got to scroll way back up. What, Gumbo? What? I'm way out of here. Good game. Okay. It sits down. Just put your mechs on the Jenny Craig diet. Yeah, I should do that. That's totally true. I did not horrible. Got a kill in 387, almost 400. I can probably add some more skills to this. Hey, McFish, do you have any skills you could send me for this thing? It's the 4 AC-10s and the small lasers or light lasers or whatever they are.
I might need a better description of the payload.
I'll pull it up on the stream here. You can see it if you want. But I can tell you here in a second. I have 4 LBX 10s and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ER small lasers.
Would you like to consider changing up the build?
Sure. Sure, I would. Edit. All right, I'll have to catch up on chat here in a second. So this copy. And then this goes import. Looks like that was the same thing, so must have copied the wrong thing. Copy. Whoops. Oh, shoot. Wow. Okay, let's try this again. I totally overwrote my clipboard. Sure. I've got a keyboard that has an extra key over where my control key normally would be, and I sometimes hit it accidentally. It's kind of embarrassing. But I feel like we're among friends here, and I can, tell you guys. ERPPC, ERPPC. Okay. Okay. And then skills.
So you're mostly using your H10s in this one for peeking shots around the right side and high. And then if you get clear lines, you can use the peeps, but you have to maintain a lot of discipline with those, because if you basically fire twice, you're going to overheat.
Because they're so hot. All right, skills, import, okay, I'm going to really overheat because, ladies and gents, I don't have all the skills. I can't do all the skills. I have to take most of these off. Most everything off.
I was going to say, did you save it first?
Doesn't matter. I only had a few skills anyway.
But if you saved it, the next time you went to put skills in, you could reload it.
The skills I just didn't, I was guessing, so they're not great skills. I can get better skills from somebody else.
I think he may have met the skill tree I just gave you.
I can't really do most of these.
I think what he meant was if you imported the code and then saved it, you could load it again later.
I get that. It just wasn't worth saving. All I had done is turned on the skeletal density and the armor hardening. So
I think what he was talking about is the skill code that I just gave you.
Yeah.
You could import it and then save it.
Oh, I've got it saved over here on Notepad, so I can grab it anytime I need to. I don't. It takes too long to save it into their little file system, and I'm just trying to hurry. So,
I would use their system, but I can't read.
Oh, it's just clunky.
Yeah, because your tiny font thing you got going on.
It's completely impossible to read, and I refuse to play in 1080p.
Yeah.
Surfs play in 1080p.
One more. I
Surfs
gotta get
can
rid of
read.
one more. There we go. Wait. 8, 9. That should do
You're
it.
too elite to read. You have to make the serfs do it for
Yes, yes. I must
There we
summon someone.
All right.
you. That's funny.
I might, if I run enough matches, I can get this skilled up tonight, maybe, and see what happens. Okay, so I'm mostly hitting with my Ultra AC2s, AC10s, I mean.
Ultra 10s, yes. And you're not exposing your entire mech to do that. And I don't know how anybody survives without radar derp, but
I
good
know.
luck.
I know. I can't have everything. I can't hardly have anything. Okay. Making some notes here. Are the AC10s on? They're on the left arm, right arm.
They're on your
right
upper
arm.
right torso.
Okay, so I can just peek out a little bit. Copy. Dum. We are familiar with your limits. I know my limits are well documented through years of battles. So let me scroll back up here. So, trick to just follow. Let McFish go for it. Yep. Put your Mechs generate. Yep. So you're sitting out with a bowl of gumbo, pimento cheese, deviled eggs, corn and bread. That's, oh my gosh. I made gumbo today, so yum. It's kind of late to be eating, isn't it, Great Wolf? You just get home off shift. Transformer bed would be great. Besides, when you had to sleep on the couch whenever it was off fighting Decepticons. Oh yeah. What is going on?
I believe
here?
there was a Get Smart movie back in like the 80s
Yes.
where there was a desk.
The naked bomb.
Yeah, a desk that could like go on the highway. I actually have had many dreams over the decades since then where I did have either a chair or a desk that I could use as a car.
That's really funny. And that was with Don, what's his name, right? That had the real Get Smart in it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
Dickens
oh my
cider.
gosh.
Nope. Wrong chat. Oops. Well, Hellbringer, I hear it's a good cider. I love apple cider, but not hard ciders. Don2, welcome. How would they name it that? Because Aussies are all odd dogs.
I think Hellbringer may have been testing your moderators.
He is a
testing,
moderator.
or
He
he is a
shouldn't be
moderator.
testing.
Smoke launchers.
He- You may have been testing your other moderators.
Yeah, smoke launchers would be great. Smoke and chaff, yeah.
Don Adams.
Lord,
That's who it
Don
was.
Adams, thank you, yeah.
That was bugging me.
I was thinking Don Rickles, and I thought that's not him.
No.
Lordy, I noticed you followed the other day, so thanks for that. I think I saw it the other night, but I just saw the notice today when I was going through email. 5-day, yeah, they're like interfere huntsman, better in vertical, mediocre on the win key.
That particular thing he mentioned has no alcohol, but it does get a lot of people pregnant.
Is it a roofie? Or it's just real
It's
strong?
it's not something you drink dark.
What is it?
Say it out loud in your mind, slowly.
I'm not even looking at it
And then
anymore. I don't know
fast.
what it was. I'm going to go back up here. I'm just going to ignore it if it's something I don't need to worry about. Because I'm still trying to get this stuff done. This is the...
I think you guys are trying to make Dark have a conniption.
I'm too tired to have too much of a conniption, probably. See, I'd have to go back up and find it again. It's... Oh, brother. Whatever. We're going to move along. Okay. That's right, Hellbringer. You need to be... Was that Hellbringer that said that?
Yep.
Hellbringer, time yourself out. Shame on you.
There may actually be a cider of that name.
There might be. Yeah. Yeah. I eat late. They're shooting for you don't want to eat with kids or share with kids. That's true. Anyway. And there's certain kids' foods you don't want to eat, period. Okay, this is going to be epic because I have no radar derp and I have hardly any armor and I have no skeletal structure. I have hardly any heat control and it's just going to be dastardly.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to fire those peeps twice with none of the heat skills.
Can I fire them while I'm firing the AC-10s if I just do it once, or are they still just going to be way too hot?
If you just do it once, yes.
Okay. And I should probably fire them one at a time, huh?
You can fire both. I don't recommend firing weapons one at a time ever.
Okay.
There are very special circumstances when it's good. But
yeah, like your last dying alpha strike where you know you're going to die anyway.
Well, then you have
then your alpha strike. That's right. Never mind. Howdy, everybody. Well, he's certainly friendly.
Reactor online. Sensors
Howdy,
online.
We need to have some of that cider.
Yeah.
He probably did, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to put the peeps on 2. Ultra AC's on 1.
This is...
Peeps work. There's no jump jets on this, McFish.
Oh, there's no down here. There's a down.
Yeah, PGI hasn't added jump jets to the frame in the last week.
That's unfortunate. I would like jump jets on it. I wish they'd do what I want. So we're at like 800 meters and about 600 meters. Probably 600 and 900 it looks like. Oh, I can't go down there. Whoa, that was a close call. I almost thought I had jump jets after saying I didn't have jump jets.
Focus Alpha.
Target spotted.
They're already shooting at me.
Yeah, Alpha's way out of position.
Acquired. Target destroyed.
Good kill.
Nice job.
There's Echo 7.
Echo 7.
Target spotted.
Target acquired.
All right, Charlie and Brock.
Target spotted.
Echo 7.
Watch out for Delta Line.
Target
They got a
spotted.
disco.
Target spotted.
Vipers upstairs.
Target
Dude,
spotted.
watch your drive.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Guys, watch out, Delta 6. Don't get flanked. Guys, Missile 5, push to Fox Line.
Warning, incoming missile.
Ow. I don't want any missiles. That'd be bad.
Nice job on
Target
Bravo.
spotted.
New target acquired.
Echo
Focusing
5,
Charlie.
you're alone.
Target spotted.
Target destroyed.
Mad Dog,
Great
Echo
work
6,
so far.
Mad Dog, Echo 6.
Target spotted.
And we
Delta,
have a last
copy that.
hand at Fox 5.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Got 2 behind us.
3.
3.
Target spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted.
Looks like only half
Coming
of the
back around to help.
enemies remain.
Target
Oh, come on,
spotted.
turn.
Crushing it, guys. Keep it up.
Target spotted.
All right,
Could
focus
use
Juliet,
help
the
here.
Kodiak.
Just watching there, dude.
Combining together at 5v5.
We're coming.
Target acquired.
No, I got a guy who's just watching them.
Heat level critical.
Target spotted.
Sorry about the friendly.
Few hostiles are remaining.
Target spotted.
Nice job on Kilo.
Critical damage.
Let's mop them up here, guys.
Shut down. Need some help. Thank you.
Target spotted.
I'll be there in a minute.
Heat sink
Hostiles aren't ready.
You did.
Outstanding.
Good work, guys. Thanks for the drop. Hey, I got a kill. What do you know?
Good stuff.
This will be... I hope it gets faster. Oh, I got 2 kills. What's wrong with me? 583. Ooh. 3 kills, most damage dealt. That's not bad for me.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. What a great game. Isn't this a great game, McFish?
It is a wonderful game.
It is a great game. I don't know what's wrong with some people, in particular Drax, but I don't want to call anybody out. But it's a great game. And you only did double my damage, so that's pretty nice. I feel like I did pretty well. Let's see. I really like gumbo, really spicy kids. Would be upset if I didn't make them some. They can't take the heat. They can't take the heat. Well, if I have it once, they won't want it anymore. Drax. Yeah, Drax. Drax is our... You know who Drax is, right? He stopped playing Mechwarrior. I think it's a protest stop. He uninstalled it from his game, and he thinks that NASCAR's ruined the game, and yet he partook of it. And he's just got some sour grapes about it. We're working on him. You know who Drax is, right? Great Wolf? He's the guy from Boston that has the phony Australian accent. That's what we say anyway. He actually is from Australia, but don't tell him that we know that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Thank you, Stalker. Here
So,
we go.
Dirk, do you believe that a bus full of people with my mom saw heaven open up and angels like move around and stuff in the City of Gold and all that?
Where did they see this?
On a bus?
Like in the bus or looking out the window?
Yeah.
So, this would be my first take on that. In the book of Ezekiel, it starts out with Ezekiel looking down the valley where the Israelites are harvesting crops, corn probably, and they're in exile in Assyria, I think. They think they're the furthest away from God and God's will, but they're actually being kept there safely as a remnant. And he describes this vision. It's a pretty famous passage where he describes this vision of God. And if you read it carefully and don't try to make it sound like helicopters and nuclear warheads and, attack helicopters and jets and stuff like that, if you just read how he's describing it, he's actually describing a big thunderstorm that rolls down that valley every year, and clouds filling the air and lightning striking over and over again, and rays of sun coming through places and water just cascading down. And in the midst of describing that, he describes a vision of God on his throne with these, angelic beings and circles within circles. Now, from the passage, we know there was some kind of, weather phenomena that was pretty extreme. And beyond that, what he thought he saw, he writes down. And so, to me, that would indicate that in the midst of a natural phenomena, God revealed something to him that he believes was there. And maybe that's the same thing going on that bus. But it could have just been a natural phenomena, and then they read into it too, because I doubt that they're like when Ezekiel wrote stuff down and made prophecies, they actually came true. And when we do, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Like I've had people prophesy over us, and then very specific in detail that we think, well, that's interesting, we'll see. And then 10 years later, it's totally true, totally accurate, and too specific to just be a coincidence. But that's a rare occurrence. So I don't think that everything that happens like that is necessarily that. And a lot of times, our own imaginations come into play, and sometimes God can use that. Sometimes it's just our imagination. Sometimes it's the pizza. So I'm going to say maybe, but probably not. There's my
Does it increase
answer.
or decrease the likelihood in your mind that what they saw was in some sense real? If I say that some of the people that saw it also played footsie with demons and claimed demons pulled down their blankets, and also claimed demons were picking their noses in the mornings.
Well, the footsie and pulling down their blankets part decreases, but the picking the nose thing sounds pretty legit. I gotta say. Right. I mean, who would come up with nose picking, right?
After having sleep apnea and snoring all night, it's something you need to do.
Yeah. So, yeah, it kind of does not really give me better feeling that there is a group of people who have a propensity and a willingness to go along with that kind of stuff, and it doesn't take much for them to grab onto it and say that's a supernatural revelation sort of thing. I'm more skeptical than that. And even though I do feel like I've had events in my life that I would say God was somehow involved, generally speaking, most of the time, I don't take every event to be that way.
So my mom claims to have witnessed other miracles of healing. And if you get really specific with her, she claims she witnessed resurrections without actually seeing anything. And also claims she did, in fact, witness leg lengthening. So like a person's legs weren't even, and then the short one grew out. And this is a pretty famous charlatan's trick that does the same thing.
Yeah. Again, a lot of those, I'm pretty skeptical. As a pastor, I'm pretty skeptical of a lot of those claims, but I don't completely discard it, saying it could never be the case, because you look at like Amy Semple McPherson and Church on the Way down in Van Nuys, California, that she founded, and it seats about, I think, 4,000 or 5,000 people, and all the way around it is a foyer, outer entrance with doors and windows, and then there's display cases that go all the way around this big church. And in those display cases are thousands and thousands of crutches and wheelchairs and braces and stuff that people left at that church when they were having healing revival going on at that church. And I've talked to people that I've trusted that have been and seen that stuff, and can't explain it. And I've seen a few things in my own life where I've said, well, that seems like to be God. It's just, I don't normally, my basic thing on healing is that the Bible says that God wants to heal everybody, but it doesn't always say when. So sometimes it's now, sometimes it's later, and sometimes it's in heaven. So you might be in that wheelchair till you're dead. What's that?
Are you aware of any amputees getting healed?
I am not, but yeah, I'm not. But I also don't have any trouble with medicine, modern medicine, and drugs and stuff to do everything we can to help people. I think that's biblical also. In the Old Testament, there's instances where the prophet will tell a king to go down to a river and apply a balm of medicinal stuff to his sickness, and then go wash himself in the river, and God heals him. Well, did he heal him through the balm of spices or whatever it was, or just by going in the river? Some people would say, well, it's because he just went in the river and God healed him and he obeyed him. But I think it's obvious that he had to do something that involved some sort of medication, and God used that. So I don't have any trouble with people, going to the hospital or going to a doctor. And I think they're stupid not to if those things are available.
Target spotted.
And Echo 5.
But no, I don't. I'm kind of skeptical as a Christian and a believer, in miracles.
I'm moving over to Delta 3.
Generally, that I'm pretty skeptical, specifically until I've really got enough evidence to the contrary that it's not a natural phenomena or some other thing. And then I'm okay, but it's not. And I pray for healing, but I know that
by itself,
it's not really not up to me. And my prayer, it's just I don't get to always know. I'm supposed to pray, but I'm not supposed to always know. It'd be nice if I always knew.
Target spotted.
No, I don't think I want to get on that bus. I don't want anybody playing with my toes at night.
Target spotted.
Well, somebody maybe, but not whoever they were thinking.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Marauder has backup behind it. Hey, Shorty, we're gonna box in. Watch out. Watch your.
Get him to come out a little bit, guys, so we can all shoot him.
Target spotted.
Heat sink destroyed. Left torso critical damage. Target destroyed.
Target spotted.
Bravo, Echo 5.
Target spotted.
A lot of times I can't fire this thing like fish because it's cycling or something.
Jams.
Jams, yeah. Should I double tap them mostly?
Target spotted.
Target acquired.
Basically always, yeah.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Heat level critical.
Target spotted.
Heat
Target
level
spotted.
critical.
Target spotted.
Heat level critical.
Target spotted.
Ouch.
Tiny upstairs.
They're shooting me.
5.
They're shooting me with fish.
Torso critical
Ow.
damage.
Ow, I'm stuck and I can't get behind anything.
Right arm destroyed.
Ah, I lost my weapons.
Destroyed.
Target spotted.
ER PPC destroyed. Heat
Okay,
sink
I got one
destroyed.
PPC left. I got 3 kills, McFish.
Target spotted.
Excellent work, everybody.
Guys above me here. In Delta 5.
Is he up there? Okay, fine. Maybe he's gonna come over here where I can shoot him. Where was this bus ride? What kind of ride is this?
Topeka, Kansas.
And they were just like going on a retreat or
You
something?
got a spare
or-
UAV, it might pick him up.
That or stand still if you got the sensor, tremor link sensor.
I think kind of like for me, sometimes miracles are a combination of a couple things, and one of them is like the Moses in the burning bush. He came across a burning bush, and he said it burned, but it wasn't consumed. God spoke to him through this bush. And you think, well, that's crazy talk, but then you find out, like in 1965, I think 1965, some guy was out walking in the summer near Warsaw, Poland. He came across a bush that was burning.
There
so
you
he
go.
called his friend that was a scientist, and he said, "What's the deal here?" And they went back and dug it up, took it into the lab, and they put heat lamps on it. And they found that when they put the heat lamps on it, it would combust, but not burn. And that was because the aroma of the plant was giving off, the oils gave off a volatile aroma that would burn at 120 degrees Fahrenheit. As long as there was no wind to diffuse it, it would burn. Puff, it would kind of puff, puff, puff. You can see other types of diplomas trees that'll do that. There's about 18 different varieties of this bush. And this particular one grows in 2 places in the world, outside of Warsaw, Poland, and in the Sinai Desert, where Moses was traipsing around. So there's no doubt in my mind that bush was probably what he saw, right? Because it grows there and it does that. And he probably saw, the count's probably very real, that he saw this burning bush. What then isn't really explained is that God spoke to him somehow through that natural phenomena that looked miraculous, and told him he needs to go back to Egypt and set the Israelites free and, go toe-to-toe with Pharaoh, which was the last place he wanted to go. And so somehow God used that natural phenomena that was exceptional and rare, but the timing of it was perfect to get his attention and for God to tell him to do something. So sometimes we get these stories of miracles and we think, well, that can't be, but in fact, it probably was. And I don't have an explanation for how God talked to him. And I don't have God talking to me like that. We don't set bushes on fire for me. But I have a few times in my life thought I've clearly heard God tell me to do something. And when I've followed through in doing that, it's turned out that it was a good thing. So I have a little bit of science and a little bit of mystical, I don't know. And I have to hold those two in a little bit of tension, but I'm okay with that because sometimes I see the result.
If you thought God was telling you to do a thing that you thought was otherwise immoral, would you do it?
I don't think God would tell me to do a thing that's otherwise immoral.
Is God limited by what you think?
Well, I think that if I have a pretty good understanding of Old Testament and New Testament theology and scripture, and if I read Jesus's words and whatever I think I hear God telling me to do, if that aligns with what he would normally has already said, then likely that's not going to be immoral. I can't think of things that he says that are immoral. Is there some reason you don't want to
answer the question?
What do you mean?
Well, saying I don't think somebody would do that is not the same as answering what you would do if it did happen.
I'm not trying to answer the question. I'm trying to answer the question. So my relationship with Jesus is inexorably, so I believe the biblical words of Jesus and the accounts of Jesus are inexorably connected to who he is. And so if I see him loving people always, right, except for when he's confronting Pharisees who are evil and bigoted and oppressing people. If I see him loving people and then I think he's told me to not love somebody, that doesn't jive with what I know about him from Scripture or my own 45 years of walking with him, 42 years of walking with him. So I can't imagine him telling me to do something that's contrary to everything that I've learned about him over 45 years or for whatever 40.
Well, I didn't suggest that he actually did it. I said if you thought he did.
Why would I think that though? I just can't. I mean, I don't.
Have you ever misheard anybody in real life?
Oh, sure. But I'm really
that
careful.
Would be one,
but I'm really careful when I do.
The fact that I don't think that God exists.
Yeah.
And I think it's all in people's minds. Like, people misunderstand real things all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I always kind of carry my faith and my understanding of God with a little bit of skepticism or unsettledness too, where, okay, I think I got a pretty good handle what God wants me to do. He wants me to love him and love people. Pretty simple.
So
if everything fits in there, I'm pretty good, right? And if something's not, then I have to stop and say, well, why would this be different? And usually I can't think of a good reason why it's different. Like he's never commanded me to do something or asked me to do something to hurt people intentionally, ever. And I've never seen him want to do that in any of the scriptures that
God commanded
right?
Abraham.
So I have a healthy skepticism. Well, actually, he didn't let him do it. So there's only two instances of human sacrifice in the Bible that are somewhat, we'll say, approved by God, and that's the
other
sacrifice of Abraham and then of his son, which he actually provided a sacrifice for and wouldn't let Abraham do it, so it was not allowed, and his own son who died for all of us willingly as a sacrifice for our sins. And all other human sacrifice is explicitly forbidden. So there's really only one, and that's his son dying for us.
What about Jephthah?
Yeah, we talked about Jephthah. Jephthah in Judges, the whole book of Judges is it's a cascading judge after judge after judge who is becoming more and more like the people around them. And just because Jephthah made a vow that God would never have told him to make doesn't mean that God made him make that vow or wanted him to make that vow or wanted him to follow through on that vow. And it's pretty clear in that illustration that everybody would have been horrified that he did that. And so the fact that the Bible records something that's horrifying doesn't imply or mean in any sense that God wanted that to happen.
Does it shock you to know that
it's a cautionary tale? That what?
There were a bunch of people wanting to be like Jephthah and saying that they should be like him and sacrifice.
It doesn't shock me that a bunch of people do all sorts of stupid things. No. Whether that's in religion or in the name of science, you see people doing stupid things.
So your take on the women that killed their children saying God told them to do it is they didn't hear him right, basically, or something along those lines?
Which women thought that God told them to kill their children? What are we talking about there? Because that's not Jephthah.
80s and 90s and 2000s and 2010s, I believe there are examples.
That Christian women decided to kill their children because God told them to?
According to the person that did it. Like nobody else really believes
I think that's evil and insane or terribly, terribly misguided.
So just mental health problems, basically?
Yeah. Or they could be twisted up with crazy ideas. You won't see that in the Bible. Infant sacrifice is strictly forbidden in the Bible.
So did you...
Old Testament or New Testament.
Did you really not want to answer the question?
I'm trying to.
No, you're skirting the question.
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to give you my framework, how I would evaluate that. So if I thought God wanted me, like, give an example. Shoot somebody for fun?
Yeah, you're supposed to assassinate.
I can't
put the poor fun in there. You can't put the poor fun in there. God commanded you to shoot this person.
Yeah, I can't imagine God doing that. That's not the God I know, period. And I don't see that in his.
But if
the Bible
you
as being
believed
something he would tell
God commanded you to shoot this person.
No, I wouldn't,
My fellow
because
Americans, I'd
everything
like to
I do
apologize
know
in
about
advance
him
for any
everywhere else
gamer
says
words
he would
that
never
come out of my
ask me to
mouth
do
right
that.
now.
So
I've
no.
had a lot to drink.
So I would balance the whole of Scripture against the one thing that I think is there.
Like
And I'd say
SSD
no.
That sounds good.
Cloud servering.
Yeah. Those gamer words, those ones.
It's kind of like I don't, and this goes back, we were talking the other night about, like, I don't yell at people, and I don't, I care about people, and I love people.
Oh, and how
and even if
AI
they're
is gonna take
being
over the
terrible to
world.
me or yelling at me, I don't yell back and I don't retaliate, because
I'm pretty sure it won't do that.
Weapons online.
I'd like to welcome out AI overlords.
From a pretty young age, I realized
Dude,
that
I
if
will
God could love me, He
fuck up
loves
a
them
robot.
too. And so I value people beyond their action.
Yeah, you'll find a jet
or
suit
their
you'll
whatever
find,
they're
man. It's
doing.
crazy.
And I don't necessarily agree with everything that everybody does, but I know that God loves them just as much as He loves me, and I'm called to love them
Wait,
that
what
same
can you
way.
find online?
So
There's a video
retaliating
that they've
or
got like a tactical assault
yelling and being
jet
horrible to them
thing.
is not
You'd have to see it.
anything
It's kind of
that
weird.
helps
is it like
me
that weird
express
dog
that love,
robot?
and it doesn't
No.
produce good
They actually have
results.
a
So
jetpack suit. but it's
that
weird.
doesn't
You
mean,
have
however,
bands
that I
on your
wouldn't
arms
stand
that
and
you can't
defend
hold
someone
your
who
rifle or
was being
anything while you're
assaulted
using
or was
they
going
try
to be
to make it a
murdered
tactical
by
thing anyway.
somebody, and the only way to stop them
But
was
it's
to
still
kill
cool
them,
still.
I would probably kill them.
Yeah, I mean,
But I wouldn't
praise
want that.
our
I wouldn't
Raytheon
look for that,
overlords.
and I would hope I could find another way other than that. But I don't equate killing and murdering as being the same thing either, and they're not in the Old Testament. They're two different words for kill and murder in the Ten Commandments.
Oh, dude,
Some
I'm
people
all
get
about
really
that
hung up on this. Like,
military-industrial
well, look, in
complex.
the Hebrew, they're two different words. They're talking about two different things.
Target spotted.
All right, put Artie down there. They're right in the middle of the map. They're like clustered up there by that dish.
I still am trying to figure out what was going on that bus, though. That's quite a story.
Target spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted.
Sorry about friendly.
Target
Can't
that
really
you?
No. I hit Lewis Mech.
Okay.
I don't think I hit you.
Somebody shot me.
Yeah,
Sure it was.
I might have nicked you accidentally on purpose, but I don't think it was me.
All right. UAV up again.
I should not be going down here, and yet here I am.
Thank you.
Back off.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
That's from the Death Valley, Fox 7 behind us.
People, use your R key. Come on, man. Get those locks.
I don't even see any
Target
enemies.
spotted.
Target
Flank,
acquired.
flank, flank.
Target destroyed.
Juliet at Echo 7. They're trying to push out of the low ground. Copy that on the way.
Target spotted.
Kilo.
I needed targets that are a little bit closer anyways.
Target spotted.
What's in the way here? Oh, rock.
Target acquired.
That's a Banshee.
Delta?
Banshee's committed suicide.
Target spotted.
Guys, you gotta look behind you.
Heat level critical.
We need artillery on those ditches.
Target spotted.
We've got to stuff this rush, and we got to counter it.
Enemy UAV, I'm gonna try and check it out. It's gone.
I've already used my UAVs. Am I already?
Heat level critical.
Did I get that Atlas? I wish I did. Nope.
Heat level critical.
Target spotted.
Major torso critical damage.
Ouch.
Left arm critical damage.
I got that last shot off.
If you have already, drop it on that cluster.
I didn't get a kill.
Target spotted.
Watch out,
New
enemy already.
target acquired.
Target spotted.
Bad time to overeat.
Well, that's, yeah, Great Wolf said, yes, I would question my sanity if a directive from God seemed immoral. Yeah, I don't know if I'd question my sanity unless I was getting a lot of those, but I would certainly question my ability to hear God on that particular topic. And I keep my ability to hear God in a little bit of a, I'm not great at hearing God, and so I'm a little careful. I'm really careful. I've had pastors tell me that I heard God for you, and they're not often right. And so the last thing I want to do as a pastor is tell somebody I've heard God for them. I have trouble hearing God for myself sometimes. And when I don't feel like I'm hearing God, I fall back to what I see in the Word as obvious, consistent mandates for how I'm to live. And that's to love God and love people. It's pretty simple. I think the problem comes in, McFish, when people get too confident in their ability to know everything about God or about Scripture or about theology, and then they also get easily led by people who are also too confident in those abilities and are zealous about certain things. And I'm just a little more humble than that, I think. And I've been around the block long enough to know that most people are that way, but there are a few that aren't, and that's very unfortunate. And I'm happy to, like, I've got my sister has a friend of ours that she stays in contact with, and she's pretty wacko on a lot of things. And I tell Julie, I say, just have her talk to me about it. I'm happy to wrestle with her, and I'll go after her on what she thinks, because it's crazy talk, and I can show her why. And so she usually will come around once you kind of explain things. And she's had some really weird influences, but of all the Christian friends I've had, and thousands, she's, the rare exception. There's a couple others, and that's it. So I know they're out there, absolutely, and I wish I could make them all be not crazy. I just saw an article about two people, Indiana maybe, where they built a guillotine and sacrificed themselves by cutting their heads off to Satan or God or something. I don't know which. I haven't gone back and looked at the story. It was some kind of ritual sacrifice they were doing. Well, that's got nothing to do with Christianity. I don't know what it has to do with, because I haven't read the thing. But regardless of what they say it is, it's got nothing to do with Christianity. But what a sick and messed up thing. Now I'm kind of curious what it was. I just didn't read the article. In India? Oh, in India. I thought it was here in the States.
Drop it?
Sorry. Ka-chink. No, I don't want to register with NBC News. Go away. An Indian couple allegedly died by suicide by using a guillotine-like mechanism to decapitate themselves in a sacrificial ritual, police said Sunday. Both died by decapitation. 35 and 38 years old.
35 seems young now that I'm old.
I know, right? I know, young whippersnappers. They prepared a fire altar before putting their heads under a guillotine-like mechanism held by a rope. As soon as they released the rope, the iron blade fell on them, severing their heads, which rolled into the fire. Fire is considered sacred in Hinduism and plays a significant role in several worship rituals. So they're Hindu. The couple apparently designed the device used in their beheading in such a way that their heads would roll into the fire altar, completing their sacrificial ritual. Well, that's just crazy. And they had 2 children. That's so sad. Ritual human sacrifices are not unknown in India, where official data shows that there were more than 100 reported cases between 2014 and 2021. There's a lot of people in India, so that's still not a lot, but that's way more than you would want. But most times, almost all cases, are people killing other people to please gods rather than themselves, killing themselves. That's just abhorrent and sad. But here I am, killing as many mechs as I possibly can. You're right, exactly, Stalker. At least they didn't kill kids. Oh my gosh, that happens sometimes too. That's really terrible. I told this story the other months ago. I have a friend that I know, and I know his family, and I know his kids, and I had them in my youth group, and they, sometime a month or so after, 2 months after I left the church that I was being the youth pastor at, they moved to another city, and they came back into town, and he told, I think not us, he told a friend of ours, very close friends that worked with the youth group and stuff, and that we knew, that they had gotten a letter, that they had heard from God. This is the husband, that he needed to get his life in order because he was going to die in a year and get everything ready. And it's like, okay, well, that sounds like that's probably not God, but he believed it was. And I'm thinking, that sounds crazy. But he believed it was. And so he got life insurance policy that was a good life insurance policy. And he got his house paid for somehow. He got worked 2 jobs, and he wrote letters to his kids for each of them in case he died in a year, and changed, jobs to get to a place where he could get all that to happen. And he tried to spend more and more time, on the weekends with his kids and stuff. And he had a lot of kids. He had I think 8 kids, 6 or 8 kids. I can't remember the total number. And he moved to this, they were in this other city, and a year to the day that he'd written this down. He'd written letters to his wife to open, if he died, but he'd told her, and he'd written down and told other people of what this was. And 1 year to the day, and I'm not making this up, I know this guy.
Target spotted.
He woke up early Saturday morning to loud music across the street. He, went over to knock on the guy's door and ask him to turn it down. It was early.
Target spotted.
And the guy opened the door and shot him dead, and then killed himself. Now,
target spotted.
I can't explain how he knew that other than that God told him. I just can't. I can't think of a good explanation, especially in that kind of correct detail.
Target spotted.
But it happened. And then there's an article about it. You can read it. It was in the news locally there and stuff. It was kind of one of those strange, amazing stories.
Sorry guys, I'm back.
And he would say it was God that told him. Others might say, well, he made it up, and then it was a self-fulfilling prophecy because he walked across the street and got shot by that guy. Okay, whatever.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Alpha spotted needs some help, I think.
Target acquired.
Target spotted.
Heat level
Target
critical.
spotted. Target spotted.
Oh, baby, I'm gonna come for you. Yes,
Target
I am.
spotted. Target spotted.
Where's that guy shooting me from? Come on. This is not a good spot.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Shoot.
Target spotted.
That's
New
that bad
target
guy.
acquired.
Target spotted.
Darn it, I'm not
bottom up
liking
side
being
closer.
picked on by this
Target
guy.
spotted. Target spotted.
Wow, I'm just getting picked apart here. This is bad. Guess I need to go engage with everybody else
Need assistance.
before I die. Maybe I can maybe do some damage.
Left guard destroyed.
Ah, I'm not hitting
Destroyed.
anything either. I'm missing wildly here.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Oh, come on, Fafnir. I just want to get around and find some cover.
Right torso critical.
Oh, I
damage.
can't aim. I can't. I'm not used to these two buttons being what they
That's
are.
right.
This is
Right
terrible.
arm destroyed. Left torso critical damage.
All right, I'm down to one
Right
PPC
leg
again.
critical damage.
I didn't get that. I was trying to shoot his eye.
Viper, there's a leg.
It's not allowing superhuman sacrifice because he wasn't sacrificed, he was murdered. And the Bible also says that for everyone is appointed a time to die. We don't know when that's going to be. We're all going to die. You could say, gee, it's unfortunate and a tragedy that he was murdered. That, you know, I don't know, he was probably 55 or something in life.
I didn't know that.
And certainly it is. But obviously God cared enough about him and his family to give him warning and let him take care of his family. I look at that as a mercy and a grace. And the thing about Christianity is, and I think in the Old Testament too, there's this sense of that there's an eternity beyond this, and that to live is great and to die is gain in Christ. So we don't obviously run towards or want death, and you want to prolong life as much as possible, but to me that's not the end of the story, and God's promises that there's more than that. So that's tough. I don't have I don't look at it as human sacrifice though in any sense. It was a murder. And the question is, well, why didn't God keep that from happening? Well, the rain falls on the just and the unjust, and there are times when God does intervene in our lives, but by and large, our choices affect other people, and other people's choices affect ours. And God doesn't say, oh, follow me and you'll be safe from any harm and your life will be great. Only in America, there's this thing called prosperity gospel, which, like these churches, Schuler with the Crystal Cathedral preaches all this, you know, success and wealth and, you know, God's blessing. And in America, that's a really popular message. And some, not all, but some big mega churches grow because they preach this prosperity gospel that you follow God and he'll bless you monetarily. God never says that in the Bible. That's not part of Christianity. In fact, what it does promise is that you'll be persecuted, you'll be rejected, you'll be hated, you'll be killed, you'll be chased down. And so the promise is the opposite of that. But in America, we kind of like being comfortable and being successful. It's true that if you follow biblical principles, you will, by and large, be more successful than if you don't. Like, don't cheat people. Don't lie. Don't take advantage of, you know, the weak, and help people around you. And that will help you prosper. But there's no guarantee of, you know, ultimate protection like that. So that'd be nice, but no, it's not what the message is. The message is I'm fallen, I'm imperfect, I'm broken, and I can't on my own make myself righteous, and I don't really want to do what God wants me to do a lot of times, but that he loves me and he died for me and he gives me the power to love others and lay down my life for others. And I spent 35, 40 years of my life laying down my life for kids and their families. And I did not get rich doing that. I've always made under the poverty level until the last, right at the poverty level up until 2 years ago, where I actually got over the poverty level the first time in my life. And it wasn't because of being paid in the ministry. It was because we had an Airbnb that did really well. But now we're right back at the poverty level for our size of family. And so I've lived a life of sacrifice, both monetarily, that hurt my kids and my family to some degree. I wouldn't say it hurt them. They didn't ever feel like they grew up in a poor family. But we laid down a lot of our lives to help other people. And there's a lot of great reward from that. So I don't regret that. I don't say, oh, wow, I really wasted my life. And if you talk to the people that I had influence on, they would say that they're grateful for that. But there was never any promise of success and protection or any of those things. And I knew that going in when I became a Christian at 18 years old, a long, long time ago.
Corsair.
Good night, guys.
Good night, Corsair. Thanks for the drops. What time is it? It's time. Oh my gosh. I have to go to bed too. Your mom's going to live at 120. Why is that? Let's see. At least they didn't sacrifice Mechwarriors and knew they were getting into. Plus, they have an ejection seat for the reason. That's right. I wish we had an ejection seat. Yeah. Yeah, I do need to end this. So, McFish, thanks for the drops and the crazy stories. I love stories about your mom. They just they make my eyes get really big. It's like, whoa. Yeah, the name it and claim it thing. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I remember the other thing that's taught in some churches that is not really biblical is that, there's going to be a second coming of Christ, and before that happens, there's going to be judgment on the world. But before that happens, God's gonna he's gonna take all the Christians, the rapture. He's gonna take them from the earth so they don't have to go through it. And only in America is that preached or taught, because any place else in the world, Christians know that God doesn't care about us having to suffer for Him or for others. That's part of the deal, is to be Christ-like and suffer like He did for other people. And so He's not going to take us out of the world for that. There's no ejection seat for Christians, sadly. I wish there was. No. Faction Play. Yeah, Faction Play did have a ejection button. That's right. Wouldn't this be a third coming? No, it wouldn't be a third coming, so there's been one coming. Now, yeah, we could go on to that later, but no, I wouldn't. So, good night, everybody. Thanks so much for the stream, chat, and yakking, and allowing me to ramble on and all that kind of stuff. Till next time, McFish, thanks for this build. I think I'm going to really like it when I get it skilled up. It's pretty cool.
I think it's probably pretty good.
Yeah, if I can get 3 kills in it and only run it a few times, that's pretty impressive. I'm going to actually go in and buy some more skills too. So until next time, this has been Ghostlands, your favorite place to waste the most important moments of your life. I'm your host and guide, Dark Marauder, otherwise known as Dirk Marauder. Good night, everybody. Good night, Fish.